wanted to demonstrate how to post an IRB. So I'm going to go into one of my applications and just kind of walk you through the process. Sometimes this goes pretty slow, so I'll wait for it. So I've organized this so it corresponds with all the information you need to enter. And so you'll see what I did is I just copy and pasted into the different parts. And then if we look at my Finder, Google Drive, these are the different forms that we upload into the program at certain points. So there's one place where you put the consent form, and then, excuse me, another place where you put the rest of the documents. Let's see how we're doing here. Okay. So we're going to edit this. Okay. Here's the title. You just type that in. You go into add roles. You can type in. So if we wanted to add Rachel, one of our Rachels, we'd enter that in. Click add this person, and then continue with the application. So we're not going to do that right now. Application description. Once again, I've already typed all this out. Now you could actually do it however you want. I find it easier to edit from a Word document, but you could type this straight into this program. Oh, got a missing period. Application department. So if you type in counseling and hit search, it'll find us where this project's not funded. Research locations. I went to GSU. It was in that section, but I already selected it. So yes, we've all done our training. Yes, this is for a thesis dissertation. So this is for Stacy McElroy's pre-dis. And then describe in lay terms the purpose of the research. That's this lay summary that I have here. So I pasted that in. How will human subjects be involved? I pasted in this description of their involvement. Who's going to conduct the research? I typed a little bit longer. The PI and student PI will manage administration of this online survey. Will this protocol be submitted to another IRB? No, not applicable. Outside the U.S., no. So not applicable. And then these sections, you just have to go into these windows. It's kind of annoying. A lot of times the program's running fairly slowly. So how many people are in the study? 200. Both genders. Students. So this is a protected population. I'm not sure exactly what they need for this. So if they want something more than what I put here, they'll let us know. Limited to certain groups, no. Please justify the number of participants. I usually say we're going to use regression or SEM and say that that's needed in terms of power. 200 people are enrolled. Age range is 18 plus. It's a 60-minute study, one time. It's completed online. And that's wrong. It's actually no inappropriate with respect to the purpose of the research. Minorities are included. Recruitment. So once again, I just pasted from language that I've used before. So recruitment, inclusion criteria, at least 18 years old, compensation. And so again, I pasted this from this section. The important part, they always want you to note that students have an alternative assignment available. so it can't be overly coercive where the only way they can get extra credit is through your study. Benefits, so not really any expected incident intervention. Risks, we're not really expecting many risks either. For studies where there may be a little more involved, we might give them the number for the counseling center. I'm not sure that's necessary for this study. And I hit save and continue. Okay, this is where you put your consent form, and it's got other information. So this is an online study, so we're waiving documentation of consent, and I've got some language here, and again, that's on this form. So this has been approved before, so I just used it again. Pasted it in there. Informed consent will be included as the title page on the web-based survey. So I kind of describe how they indicate their consent. I did the consent form at 8th grade level, and you can check that within Word. I'm not actually sure how to do that in my Apple version. But if y'all need some help with that, let me know. And then not applicable in terms of translation. Yes, I attached the consent, and this is where you can upload a form. You type in consent form here, you choose your file right here, and then you hit attach. If we wanted to change this, then I could modify and replace this form. Continue application. And then HIPAA, there's a question where it asks if you have health information. I said no. Subject data. Once again, all this I've filled out already in this form. So are we asking for information? Yes, we want the information so that we can grant credit on SONA and a link to the informant data. And I'm saying this is a really protected account in Qualtrics, so it's low risk. No audio, and then in this section I just paste in what we put on the consent form. It's the easiest way to kind of keep things consistent across those different sources. I think that's redundant information, so I just type right in what we promised to do with the consent form. And then full board review takes a lot longer. The whole board has to review it. Expedited review goes a little bit quicker usually, and only one person reviews it and they send it in and a second person reviews it, but it doesn't have to go to a full panel. And that's usually based on the risk of the study, but for the online studies where there's not medical procedures involved, that kind of thing, a lot of times you can get it approved expedited and then exempt if you're using like MTurk or something like that. I found that they actually review those as exempt. I'm not sure exactly why, but for some reason it falls under a category that they don't have to review. So then you say no to some of these medical procedures. No to are we lying, like are we using deception kind of in social psych paradigms? Are we concealing certain information? And then I guess if you're using a Georgia State official survey, you have to get approval for that. I haven't ever done that. Any research, special certifications, that's not applicable. These are health type issues, so no, not applicable. And then finally, you upload the remaining documents, and they've got a list here, but the gist is, I don't have everything here, but you need your recruiting materials, you need a research protocol, and you need your measurement packet, which we can actually print from the Qualtrics survey. So what I'd like us to do for the online surveys is just go ahead and create the survey, and we'll use that to get approval. So yeah, that's it. IRB in 10 minutes or less.